Hmm.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Deb.
We're
Deb's got all
here.
kinds of good things. First, I got her cards. I use her
Yay.
cards.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I took your
you,
classes.
yeah,
So,
you really progressed well. And then there was a day where you challenged me, and then I said, I think you're ready. I think you're ready to
yeah, it didn't
fly.
take very long. I'm I learn very fast. I absorb information. And sometimes I'll hear information later and I'm going, why are they just now announcing it? This came out weeks ago or months ago. Why are they,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what makes you very, very intuitive.
Yeah.
And it can create some impatience with the world. That's for sure.
It does. And I try very hard not to be impatient. In fact, I tell myself, Deb, calm down. Not everybody is on your level.
Timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. My timeline. Not everybody is there with you. And so then I try and always be non-judgmental. And
Yeah.
it's
And
not always easy to not
it's
be
not
judgmental.
easy, but what I do when I'm that way, because we all have that, right? On
Yeah.
certain topics, is that I clone myself and set it to the side, that Debra to the side. And that Debra to the side is going tick tock, come up.
Oh,
So I sent her to the other side of the sofa while I'm talking to someone that I'm impatient with. She's doing all of her stuff. Sorry, that must have been very loud. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Not at all.
Woke you up.
Eyes awake. Hey guys, Debbie is going to teach us and tell us about her books.
Yay.
I'm excited because you all know that I use her cards. We got more people coming in. I use her cards. You've all seen this. And another reader, I use her cards. Loretta, you know Loretta, don't you? Used to be Mother's Tarot, and now she's Anne's Garden or something.
No, let me see her cards. Oh, those are beautiful.
They're
yeah.
I had them upside down.
Oh, those are lovely.
And they're very informative. They're really, see, they got the.
Oh yeah, they have more of the affirmation or clues into it. Oh, and they have the signs too. That's a lovely deck. I'd love to.
I'll get her.
What's the name of the deck? I'll just write it down.
The name of the deck is Consultant Tarot, and she published in 2025.
Congratulations!
And these cards I find them very well. They work well for me when I'm just doing plain old tarot.
Yeah,
they work for that.
Plain old tarot. I don't think your tarot is plain at all. You do very well.
I get called out sometimes, but that's okay. But I will get her, Loretta. Let me see. I can actually. Da, da, da. I love having two computer screens.
Oh, you have two computer. That would be two. I have two, but they're synced together. So
mine is. I like that one over there. I can do all kinds of things on, and this one is where I do my streaming. And I got blurry there. That's because of this.
You put something close to the camera.
Yeah, and it'll straighten out.
And then back up, and it's up. I think it's working. It's magic. You pull you pull clarity right to you.
Yeah, cool. Let me see if I can find her, because I want to get us a backup deck. She lives in California now, I think.
I'm in California.
Yeah. And I want to
Hi,
do another
Carl.
show with her. She quit for a while because she had a bunch of stuff going on in her life, but she just came back. So Loretta is, there it is. I found her. It's Loretta Ann's place, and I'm going to pull her link up if I find it. Doctors, feeding, invisible people, the homeless. She has a lot of good, cool stuff. Oh, there it is.
You have an Etsy site? Is that how she's selling it?
I think she's selling hers directly.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that for my next book. Or I'm having a deck created. I might do that for that deck instead of doing the Amazon thing.
Well, yeah. I don't like to buy from Amazon if I can get away with it.
I know. I'm finding that. And another hiccup is PayPal. I've had a lot of people not want to use PayPal, even though that's just my portal. They don't give anything to PayPal. It's just the way to transfer money from their credit card to me, that type of thing. But still, I'm getting pushed back. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate. I'm sorry. I was just getting excited because I saw Fatima put in Loretta Ann's place too. So we
Hi,
both.
Michelle. Hi, Carl. Hi, Helene.
Hi, Carl. Hey, Carl, you made it. Oh, that's right. I'm in the afternoon. Usually I'm in the morning, and he's just going to bed.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love his channel.
I do too. The kitties. I always support his channel. It's sharing it and stuff.
Yeah. Good for you.
I'm thinking about taking a week off, Debbie. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, nonstop. And
the trick to taking things, okay, this is what's going to haunt you. So this is my advice.
Okay, I'm ready.
You take the time off, and what you'll tend to do is think, I should do that. If I do a little work now, then it makes my work life a little easier. And you end up in front of your computer doing this stuff. So if you can be mindful of that and say, no, I'm having a pedicure. I'm going to lunch with a friend.
I was actually thinking about doing my yard work because it's spring here. And it's fun. It's going to be 33 today. That's warming up. We've had snow for the last 2 days.
That's Fahrenheit?
Yeah, Fahrenheit. This next winter, I'm going to be on the road. Carl says, no time off, Denise, maybe twice a week only.
I just saw that. That's funny. No.
No, we're not allowed. We're at their beck and call. Yes, Carl. I'm here for you.
Absolutely. Put his can he do that? He's a moderator. He can put his link in there.
Put your channel in.
Yeah.
Anybody, if Fatima, put your channel in. Yeah. Anybody else who has a channel? Jen. Hi, Jen.
I'm so glad to see you, Jen.
Yeah. We got
there's Allie.
Allie?
I haven't seen that name before. She's one of your
JC and Cats. Hi.
Looks like what's that?
Oh, Carl says it's 2 a.m. and CJN Cats almost looks like Carl's. What do you call those icon or the little face things?
Icon, yeah. Avatar.
Yes. What do they call those things? I love getting old. I blame it on anytime I want to cop a fifth. I just say, "Well, hell, I'm getting old. What do you want?"
Yeah, that's a good out. But what it means is that you have a hard time multitasking. That's all. It's not
Yeah,
like
the
you're
older I
getting old.
get, yeah. I used to do, like lots of things, and I still try and do it. Not quite as good as I used to be. I used to be able to do things that all come out right. Now it's like, I have to think about it a little bit more before I jump into things. Hi, Linda Bishop. Welcome to the group. So how
happy
would
to
you like
see
to
everybody.
start, Deb?
I have good news.
Tell us good news.
For all of us.
Yes.
Now, I know that you don't normally talk current affairs, and I'm not going to get specific on anything.
Well, that's okay. You can do current affairs because our group is getting to the point they want to know.
Yeah, but I'm not zoning in on the cray of president and this and that. I'm not doing that. I want to back everybody up to witness the magic that's happening, the blessings that are happening in the world. And it all has to do with the one universal year.
Yes.
The one universal year. So last year we needed to, which this is the weird part, because I knew Kamala Harris was going to win. I just knew it.
I know it.
Yeah. But the only thing holding me back, I mean, I did say it and predicted it and all that stuff, but what held me back is that 2025 was a 9 universal year, meaning that we have to decide what we just don't want anymore. Usually you have to live the life to see how crazy it is. So personally, I am in a 9 personal year, meaning that I'm going to give away things. I'm starting to do that with, I'm doing my therapy over it. Things I've had for 20 years, I have to let go of all that stuff, because I know that whatever I was supposed to give up that I didn't give up will just get crazy, dramatic, chaotic by the end of the year. So I'm trying to preempt that. So that was the only caveat I had, because you really don't know what you're supposed to give up until it becomes loud. And so that's the only thing I was thinking, I've got that 9 going on for 2025. And sure enough, he gets in. I don't know how, but he did. Well, 77 million people young people decided that was a good idea. They've changed their minds since, but during last year, this year, we are able to understand that we need to make, for the one universal year, you have to have a new idea about things, going back to basics about things. So reassess your value of things and what you will and won't do. This is a wonderful year to start things and not finish them, because you just don't dig them after a while. So start your ceramics class. Just take the class. Don't buy the kiln or the clay or the wheel. Just take the class. You want to make candles, take the class. Don't buy the wax, because you want to dive into your fascination, but understand that you go ahead and give it up. If you're not digging it after a while, just give it up, because that's what one universal year is all. Everything's going to synchronize up. If you don't have brand new opportunities coming in for you, start looking for them. Start reassessing why you're bored. You don't have to go into deep therapy about why you're bored. Just acknowledge you are bored. What can I do? And that opens up the system. So life starts synchronizing up these new opportunities. But the main thing I want to share is this. When we look at all the countries in the world, the ones that will thrive and come out on top after all this is over are the ones that change their mind about protocol, legacy, institutions, all of that stuff. So in other words, Canada is going to come out brand new. Now, some of the things Canada is doing are going to backfire because it's a one universal year, and they're going to try new things, and some of them the people aren't going to like. So that's cool. They'll stop it because it's easy in a universal year and personal year to move into that. It's loose hands, okay, I'll take this for a little while, but then I'll go ahead and let that go. That type of thing. You don't have to hold on to things. So it's the transition. If you have politicians that don't grip too hard on things, but are brave enough to make changes, you're going to thrive. The people are going to thrive. Everything's going to be great. So Europe has done the same thing. Oh gosh, all the countries that are deciding to withdraw from being dependent on the U.S., right? There's
40 of them this week that got together. Actually, the end of last week, 40 countries got together to support. Actually, they're not supporting Iran, but they're not supporting the United States.
Well, they're not condoning what happened in Iran. Right. Iran has a horrible situation, but they're not condoning what we did. It's that's fairness, right? I mean, that is fairness. And so the whole world has become, you said 40 countries, I didn't know that, but the whole world is becoming more fair to see the injustice and say, okay, that's my line, and that's my line. Now, the countries that refuse to change protocol and standards and legacy, which is America, Russia, all the Turkey, all of those stuff, they're going to suffer. That doesn't mean we are going to suffer. We are going to be the observer. We do have collateral damage. I understand that, but it's the politicians that are going to go down in flames. And frankly, after 12 years, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some sort of justice and consolation and restitution. That's what I want. And so that's what has me excited. I wish I lived in a country that was a little more, but what I had to change my mind about with the United States is that I really thought that I was surprised, blown away how corrupt our government was. The majesty of the United States, and that all these things that were norms weren't laws. The times we could have codified Roe. I mean, there's just I just am overwhelmed, but I appreciate the information now that I can make a better choice as well. So don't despair, even though it's crazy, it's awful. We're doing our part, but you're going to be able to enjoy.
Old Windwalker was asking, what do you see for what China? Because I see China coming out on top right now because they took care of everybody when the United States abandoned all those countries. And Libby from Australia, Master Reader, Master Tarot. Her and I didn't read it with her, but I had picked this up, and then I heard her reading is that when Russia brought that oil tanker to Cuba, she said that they were bringing not only oil, but they were bringing something else along with it that was not positive for our country. I don't want to go into what it was. Well, she said it was the way Putin likes to eliminate people, otherwise poison. That's his choice. And so Libby was predicting this, which is some of us are getting pretty bold because we're tired of walking around steps, and we got a president of the United States using the F word on his Truth Social, which is nothing but lies. We know that. But anyway, when I saw that on TV, when I heard that Russia was going to Cuba, the first thing that popped in my mind was, what is he bringing? Boom booms? Because you probably remember that when back in the 60s, you were very young. I'm older than you, but not, I don't think I'm 10 years. I'm 70 is what I am.
You're 70?
Yeah, I'm 70.
I'm 70. I just turned 70.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were a lot younger than me. You look great, Deb. The older we get, the better we look.
It's that little tool that you go enhance take away my wrinkles.
Yeah, the thing on our screens. Anyhow, so when I was thinking he was bringing boom booms in along with the oil, because back in the days, I don't know if y'all remember when Cuba under when Kennedy was our president, he stopped them from having rockets towards the United States. They eliminated all that. So we haven't been threatened by Cuba for what, 40, 50, 60 years? And now all of a sudden we're attacking Cuba, starving the people.
Because I think another country opened a base on Cuba. Cuba doesn't have the infrastructure to create their own.
Right.
And so I wonder if it was China. Those of you who know history might be able to
fill us
in. But I think there was a base there, and to change, there are all the countries are trying new things, have new ideas, and not all of them are going to be based in the security of America. I understand that, but understand that some of these are going to go away too. They're going to try something, it's not going to work out. They're going to try something else. They'll let go of it. So it's fluid.
Yeah. An asterisk. Yeah.
Are you serious, Donna? For those of you just work lurking, Donna says the astronauts had a phone call with the Orange Menace today and didn't say anything to him.
They didn't. They sat dead silent for like a minute.
Really?
He talked about how great he was and how everything he's done for them, and didn't thank them for anything or nothing. And then it was just dead silence for over a minute. Finally, one of the astronauts grabbed the mic and said something about, are we disconnected or something like that? And Trump finally spoke up. No, I'm here. Yeah.
Well, he never asked about them. He just,
never.
It's just a blind statement. It's a declaration of truth about him. And then he just waits for someone to chime in and agree. Hypnicity says, unfortunately, human trafficking is way more prolific than I realized. It's awful. I want to help them. The thing is that I don't know if it's that much more, but I do know that we hear about it more. We're educated now, so that to have them see, to be able to stop it, we need to understand it. To understand it, we have to know about it. And that for hypnicity and everybody here, they're such feelers, and that you bring in that negativity of what the facts are on the ground as we stand with, which is trafficking. That's true. It's happening. But understand that's the biggest part to ridding it, is to understand it and see that it's there.
Yeah, old Windwalker. She goes, I just worry about China being the sole superpower. And the darn thing about it is we fought them from being a superpower for decades, and now Trump had just handed it to him. Literally handed it to him. It's just,
yeah, but it's all gonna, even out. And what I understand, this word superpower, and does that mean that you have dominance over a large amount of people, which is China?
Yeah.
Or is it that we have enough money? Where they're going to get us in the petrodollar?
It's power. And I wonder what money, you know, I just heard yesterday or today, what country just sold all their gold in New York City, and they sold all their gold, and then they turn around and reinvested in, I want to say, Spain's gold or France's gold.
It's still gold, though.
Yeah, but it turns out the gold wasn't there anymore. And they're going, where did the gold go?
What country was this?
Damn, I can't remember. I absorbed too much information. Does anybody know what country I'm talking about? Yesterday or the day before? I want to say it wasn't Japan. It was a different country. That's what I tell you. I absorb this information, and then it'll come out in a day or two again. You guys all see it, and I've already saw it. Fort Knox empty.
No,
I wouldn't be
empty.
But
it's a different country.
Yeah, it's Fort Knox. They did go down there, but they never did go inside. I don't think Trump and Elon wanted to go into the Fort Knox because they wanted the gold was still there, and so they didn't go. I don't think they were allowed inside.
We work with fiat anyway, so that's. I don't know where anything's going. I just know it's in flux, and fortune is on our side. Even though
I feel that too, Deb.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it at all. I know it's not going to be nice, but
no.
Hell, we lived through Nixon. We lived through Reagan. We lived through Bush Senior. We lived through Bush Jr. and Dick Cheney, and then we lived.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, I don't know.
But see, even with Obama, I love Obama, but even with Obama, he was. I guess the big change wasn't ready at that time, but with the housing market going down, he chose to support the banks instead of the people. When he promised the people they would blah blah blah. And I have not been in that position. I have no right to talk about it, but I know that there was a chance for him to choose differently, and he didn't, and so it kept the status quo. And that's what each president has, Democrat and Republican, keep the status quo. But now I'm looking at candidates and asking, did they take AIPAC money? And if they did, I don't, Democrat or Republican.
I heard Jeffrey took AIPAC money, and Schumer.
Oh yeah,
back money. Those two for sure. But
just Google. No, but just Google what Democrats did not accept AIPAC money, and it's all of the Democrats are red except for AOC, Bernie, even Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Of course, it's in a pack.
Democrats. I'm mad at the old Democrats because they allowed this to happen. It's their fault. They bought into the billionaires, screw the working people over, take everything. What I want to see when this is over with, universal health care. Because now that they eliminated Medicaid, it has affected my Medicare. Because our Medicare was backed by Medicaid. Because anything that we didn't, when we go to get a test or something that wasn't covered by our Medicare, would automatically go to Medicaid, and they would take care of it. And then whatever's left over, then we would have to pay. So since that's what they did to our Medicaid, they eliminated a lot of it. I can't even afford to go get pre-testing done anymore, Debbie, because I don't have it was 200 and some, after insurance for one test and another 200 and some. It was like all of them were like 200 and some dollars after, and not counting 45 years of paying in.
Well, when Bernie Sanders says Medicare for all, I couldn't wrap my mind over how that would work, how that would be. But I just learned what that meant. It means lowering the age of retirement and Medicare in structured, so 50-year-olds would be able to get, you don't have to be 72 or 69 or, anything. It would be like 50-year-olds would be eligible for Medicare, that kind of thing. And lower down now. I think that's finally when that clicked, I'm thinking, oh, I get it. I see that now.
Yeah, other countries actually feel sorry for us, Debbie, because they can't believe that people in our country actually file bankruptcy over medical expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't believe, as rich as our country is, that we don't have universal health care.
Yeah, we're not as rich anymore, but
and when it comes back, when we get our country back, I'm going to fight for universal health care. I'm going to fight for veterans, seniors, mothers with children, or fathers with children, whoever, that they get help to take care of their kids. Because other countries do it all the time.
I want to seize that right now, because what it is that we have not, as a country, supported children.
That's right.
There's so much. I mean, our whole 250 years that children were not a priority. Their education was a priority. Their health wasn't a priority. Yeah. And so it's a cultural thing. I mean, up until recently, women were smoking and drinking during pregnancy and all of that stuff. So things have gotten a little better, but still the overall support have an educated country has not been at the top of mind until now, when we see how many uneducated people are making social media their guru and voting for the loudest one in the room. I believe that's going to stop because his policies have affected everybody. But that's universal health care is around the corner.
Well, that's like, and I want to see mental health come back. Reagan shut down all of our mental health facilities back in the 70s, because we had one in Traverse City, and we had one in Pontiac, and we had one in Ann Arbor. And they shut down the one in Traverse City and the one in Ann Arbor, and the only one they left open was in the one in Pontiac, which was like the ones you saw in the movies. They had to put my dad there because he had dementia, really severely bad, and he got angry. He's sort of like what Trump is now. He's like angry. My dad was like that, and so he was beating up the doctors and nurses, and they just finally had to put him in but he had dementia, and
that's a horrible disease.
Yeah. That's why I say Trump is suffering right now, whether we want to believe it or not.
I don't know if the person who is inside the dementia understands their suffering. No. It's the people around us, around them.
Yeah, Hypnicity says, we struggled with my sister Regina's shut down mental health. See, my sister Darlene.
When Reagan shut down the mental health,
Yeah. And I was living in Ann Arbor at the time when they shut it down. We had a great big, beautiful, it was like a 18th century goth with the stone and the brick, and it was all well maintained. It was actually a private residence, and then when they passed, they gave it to the medical for the, and then they turn around and so we couldn't put my sister, lock her up either, because she's an adult. Oh yeah, well, she's nuts as a fruitcake, but So she suffered 20 years of her life just trying to make it from day to day. It's like, and I helped her. I did, I did. But you can only help someone so much, guys. If you have someone that you know they need help and they're not willing to accept it, that's when you just step back and let them decide that they want help.
Well, the one way they can get back into the system is if they declare they want to kill someone or kill themselves,
Yeah.
And so that's why these cops that come out and they talk, and there's these people trained for this stuff, and then they're able to evaluate. And the minute they say something like that, then they're able to
help them.
Yeah. Able to arrest and then put them in the system, and get their.
Wow. So my birth year is an 8, is because it's December 3rd, 1955, which is 8. And we're in a number 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And
what was your birthday again? I'm sorry.
December 3rd, 1955.
So your personal year is 7.
My personal year is 7.
Yeah. So you add 1, 2, 3, basically. So it's 12, December 3rd. So you add, and 3 and 3 is 6, and you add the 1 because one universal year is 2026. So you add the current year to your month and day of birth. And that's where you are in a 9-year cycle. So here's what you can expect. No wonder.
Everybody get your paper and pencil, write this down. So we do the month, the day,
and the current year.
This year.
Yes. Okay. So 2026. But to shortcut that, what you can do is just add 2 + 2 + 6, which is the current year, which ends up to be a 10. It's just 1. So just add your month and day and add 1.
Okay, Carl, I get it. Yeah. This year I'm
so what's your birthday, Carl? I've got Janet, December 9th. 9, 10, 11, 12. You're a 4 personal year, sweet Jen.
So mine's a 7. That's interesting.
Hypnicity is 12/9 too. Jen and Hypnicity, you have the same birthday. You're a 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you add 1 more, 13. That's a 4. February 11th is 4. And so you're in a 5. So the 2, 1, 1, which is 2, 3, 4. And then you add the 1, which is 5. You're in a 5 person. You're March 9th, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, you're in a 4 personal year, Fatima. Donna's in a 5. 8 personal year.
I wrote down all your cheats on my book. So when I was doing tarot readings, I would go, hold on. I
love that. So Carl says 4 was hell for me last year. It depends on your life path number. I know this getting in the weeds, but so your life path number, the 2 numbers that add up to your life path number will tell you what your life lessons are. So once you master those lessons, you grow into the full potential of your life path number. So then when you come across a year that is challenging, sometimes it's a little easier. So you're in a 9, Silk, you're in a 9 personal year. And we've got Denise at 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're in a 6 personal year, Denise. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. And then we've got Linda Bishop You're in a 2 personal year. You're in an 11-2 personal year. So that's a spiritual moving into mastering relationships.
6-10, that's 1 and 1.
So there's Windwalker says 4 personal year, 5 life path number. Oh, that's a tough one. So if you're in a 5,
my life path is 8.
Your life path is 8.
Yeah, but this year I'm a 7. So how does that?
I'm working
on a 7 year.
So I want to make sure I get back to old Windwalker. Windwalker. So you are a 4 personal year. This is a good example of 5 life path. So Windwalker, let me just address this real quick because it's a perfect analysis of why you might struggle with a personal year. Because a 5 life path is like squirrel. They're lovely. They're articulate. The words come to them. They're sharp, good communicators, creative. They live their life, whereas a more conservative, emotional conservative person would find their vision outside of themselves to be chaotic. A 5 would be able to match that energy and run well with that. As long as the only trouble that not the only trouble, but the trouble that 5s would have in a life path is that those secret obligations or those unspoken obligations, or they feel like they're obligated to something. That's this classic 8 of Swords. So that's when they get kind of bored and sad. And so the way out of that would be creativity and communication. But when you have a 4 personal years, because every year gives you a blessing and a little lesson. A lot of times you go through years and you don't even feel it, right? There's not bumpy, but sometimes you get a bumpy year. So with a 4 personal year, 4 are asking you, this year is asking you to be organized and to be conservative with your finances, maybe hold back, make sure you hammer down things that you thought were hammered down, that type of thing, and get and have a level of security that you may not have had before. So when life gets hard in a 4 personal year and you're a 5, it just means life is asking you to slow down and reassess all your material wealth, your material stuff, your ideas about things. And then once you know your bills are paid, to put it bluntly, bills are paid and your future is set up, then you're able to move into the blessing of the 4, where you look around your room. Oh, it's nice and tidy. I know where everything is. I've gotten rid of stuff that ain't that good for me. And if you do that early enough in the year, you have a great year. You just do.
So planning. So like, if you know, like I'm going into a 7 year.
I want to talk about that.
Which is spiritual and seeking guesting.
Can't read your own writing.
Yeah. Spiritual seeking and guesting. I don't know what I was doing.
Well, it's like no matter what life path you are, whatever number you are, when you're in a 7 personal year, heaven opens up for you a little bit. And you start to filtering things through there. So you filter something through your eyes, and then you run it past heaven first before bringing it into the world. So you had mentioned earlier in this show that you're thinking about after all this time, taking a week off. Yeah. That is classic 7 energy. It's really? Like, sit down, let's see who I am through this, because you've spent a year and a half, 2 years creating this persona, and maybe you need a break to figure out if that really is true. And that's the thing. You cannot lie in a 7 personal year. I swear, just try. You'll get in trouble.
I can't lie in any year.
I know, but those who. Hi, Gerald. Nice to see you. Mousy, nice to see you. So that's what. Now, here's the thing. This is a little in the weeds. I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but the 7, 8, and 9 years go together. So if you mess up on one, then things start falling apart. It has been my experience. So if you don't align to who you are at soul level on your 7 personal year and be able to understand it thoroughly, your 8th year is going to ask you to explain it verbally. In other words, you're going to walk your talk. And if you
next year, otherwise you're telling me next year I'm going to be an 8 year.
Yeah, and that's when
I have to be more verbal.
Well, 8s are usually kind of quiet, but they're the ones. Let me give you a metaphor. You go into a business meeting and you've got the 8s sitting there. All the other numbers are around the table, right? And the boss comes in and says, we're going to change A, B, and C, and I want it done A this way and that way. And everybody, there's a different reactions, right? Depending on your life path number, somebody's going to react overtly, someone's just going to grumble and just passive aggressive, and some are just going to say, okay. That's what an 8 does. They go back to their cubicle and they do it with how the boss wants it. They don't have this overt emotion into what people say and do. So that takes a sense of ownership on who you are, and knowledge of who you are, because you're going to have to understand your spirit, who you are at soul level in 2026, because 2027 is going to ask you to, it's like almost like God saying, okay, here's your training. We figured out who you are. Now be it. And you bring it into reality for others. So this is the year where you might take your break and say, all I want to do is tarot readings on my shows. I don't know. I'm just making that part up. I'm not predicting anything. But let's say I'm going to redefine myself this way, and I'm only going to do this, and I'm only going to do it on Tuesday. That kind of stuff, because I can stay within my capacity, emotional capacity, when I stay within just Tuesday or something. So that's when you start defining yourself, and less judgment and more self-reflection. When you see something that you hate on the outside, where in your life have you done that yourself or thought that or whatever? And so you have this, the 7 personal year is all about coming to terms with all of that. So you have to be sure that you be mindful of that stinking thinking, regret and remorse and all that stuff. Get rid of that and say, okay, I am who I am now due to what I have learned so far, and everything's been my teacher. And then you start moving into a real solid foundation. So remember, 7, 8, and 9. So let's say your 8 year, and a bunch of people here were 8s. So the 8 year is a slow moving, it's the pentacles of the numerology. It's like the heaviest number. This is where, yes, can you manifest quickly? Yeah, but can you manifest? You'll also manifest what you're thinking. So if you're bummed out, you're going to get more bummed out. if you're happy, you're going to get more happy. I mean, it's just that simple. It's a mirror. So then the 9th, is there a life path that thrives on change? 5s, 3s, pretty good with it too. 11s can be good. They're a little emotional though. When they feel insecure. Yeah. So that would be, I'm trying to think if there's another that thrive on, or is more comfortable with. If everybody in this chat was running for an airplane, and we missed the airplane, a few of you are going to be really upset that something has collapsed in the schedule, and that would be your 6s, and that would be your to some degree 1s, but 1s recover really fast. They'll say, oh dang, let's go have a beer. Wait for the next flight. It's like that. And some people will just start doing their work from the airport instead of needing to go into the office. I mean, there's different ways people react, but also you have to measure. Some of it feels really cut and dry. You have to measure how much stress a person is under too, because when you have someone who doesn't have the emotional capacity to take much more, even a flexible 5 can have an emotional breakdown for sure. So we have to measure that as advisors. Oh, thank you. Have to measure that as advisors to be able to move into where they are at the moment. So numerology helps me understand what they were born to be, and the emotional puddle in front of me is not a reflection of that, but it's a process towards that. And so with other numbers, I can see where there's a hitch or something. But yeah, so
perfection and beauty. That's interesting. Last year I was a 6, so I'm looking at it going perfection and beauty. Do you want me to scroll down through here?
Oh, sure. I just changed that. It'd be nice to see if it actually if it actually came to, because I have a house number vibe ebook. It's free. And someone went to click on an old link of it and it didn't come up. So I have a new link for that. Yeah, I have
this one, Debbie, when I put it in there and I first clicked on it, it said it wasn't available. So I clicked on it again and it came up. So
the free ebook, I think it's coming up pretty soon here. So I have, thank you for showing this. There's my.
So if you guys go to DebraZachau.com
or growyourlight.com, either one.
And you can see all of her things that she has available, her free stuff.
That's my book. But right under that is, if you could scroll a little bit, there it is, free house numbers ebook. And if you click on that, it should take you right to the ebook. Click on it and see if it takes you.
Grow Your Light. There we go.
So that's a fun little read about your house number. Oh, Hypnicity is interested in a numerology workshop. I was going to wait until people asked for it, actually.
She has a good one too, Hypnicity. That's where I learned it. Well, I learned from you. Then I just kept the basics. I didn't expand. I just kept the
that's all you need is the basic to get along in life. You can know. So even if you know the basic numbers, thank you, Tarot Stash. He says Tarot Stash approved, purchase responsibly. God bless you, Gerald. Thank you so much. But the thing is that it's just like when I was teaching tarot and we would go through the cards and then you would look at the cards and see where in your day that card was represented. If there's the 8 of Swords, which means feeling at no choice, what part of my day felt that way? And it becomes a new language for you. The same with new numbers. So if you get to know the numbers, you can understand where in the day you had that number happen. I'd walk along. I've said this before. I walk along and hear someone on their phone arguing with the other person. Then I know that's the 5 of Swords, right? Or it could be a 5 in general. It could be anybody as far as numbers go. But what happens is that in your life, you're going to learn about the 1, the 2, the 3, and then people are going to come up in your life during that education. You're going to remind yourself, oh yeah, I don't know if my uncle was this particular number, but he acted like this number at this event. So you marry that event to that number, not all of it. I mean, as a full package, because it's a combination of all these things that Spirit talks to you as you're reading the number, you see. So then when you do have the number, and you have somebody coming up and you find out they're a 5 or 6 or whatever their number is, then you have all this rich history of that number, and you can move in. It's not like you're going to say anything to anybody about it specifically. It's just that you move into that energy signature, and then all of a sudden you see their problem clearly through that filter. So that's how, but long and short of it, you don't need to know a lot about numerology to be beneficial on that. So to sum this up, if you walk into a situation and you see someone acting like a certain number, then you can go ahead and respond to that person as if they are that number, and it'll be a home run each time.
Wow. See, that's why I've always been interested in numerology. And I've always been fascinated with numbers.
Yeah.
I count all the time. I've always been a counter, and I have where I've always got to organize everything. I'll be one of those people that sits in a restaurant and my silverware, I have to line it up. Everything I'm one of those.
That's innate.
Is it?
You
you
just straighten it up.
Yeah, I don't say anything. I just cut, and then the trash, I put it on the plates and stuff. It just where I am. But I find that I like what you're teaching. That's why I wanted to share this with people, because a lot of people don't know about you. Oh, thank you, Denise. Denise McMullen said, same here, Denise. Yeah, see? And I got excited. I got a chill just then. Spirit's going, yay. I have great spirit guides. What's really cool, mine are real living people that I knew, in real life.
Yeah.
Related in Gaelic, and you know about Gaelic.
Gaelic.
And what? Gaelic, Gelek, Ripenshaw.
Don't know.
He was Buddhist. He's a Buddhist monk. Actually, he's a Buddhist Lama. He was reincarnated. I have his whole history. His picture's up there on the top corner of my screen. I cleaned his house for 2 years. And I was only supposed to go for a couple of weeks because my friend was cleaning his house and she got injured. Well, then she goes, well, it'll be 2 months. So then it was like, okay, I wasn't doing anything. Sure, why not? And then it turned into 2 years. And Gaelic ended up, we would sit every week and talk about politics and world events and religion.
Oh, what a wonderful teacher. What a great opportunity.
Yeah. And so we would sit there every year, every week at his dining room table, and then he would go off to whatever he did, and then I would clean his house. But yeah, I got to enjoy him for 2 years that way. And the other one is my daughter, who passed away in 2012. And it was really cool, you guys. If you guys have your guides, this is what I do with them. I fuck around with them all the time. I do, because I know them personally. My friend Nancy is the other one. Her and I were high school or junior high, elementary, junior high, and older until 30s when she passed. She had brain cancer, and she died of brain cancer. So Nancy was always my real quiet. She's real quiet. She's my grounding person. And I want to say she was a Libra. She was a Libra or Virgo. I don't remember. I could probably find her birthday. No problem. And then my daughter is a Scorpio. And she passed away in 2012. But it was really funny because she's always with me. So I don't miss her. And it was, she hung on for years for me. She was sick for so long. And when she passed, I wasn't ready, but she hung on as long as she did. She had My daughter had ulcers. Okay, now anybody here has ulcers, I'm telling you, don't mess with them. So she was being treated for that for a long time, and then she had a rupture from her stomach, bulged above her diaphragm, and the ulcer ate through her stomach into her heart and esophagus.
How horrible!
And then so she was bleeding out of everywhere. It was, long story short, 2 years of surgeries and emergency calls and blah. She went through a lot. And I was there as much as I could since I was a truck driver. I went and bought a truck. I sold some land. I went and bought a truck so that I could be there whenever she called or a doctor would call, I could be there. So that's how I ended up becoming a truck owner, was because I wanted to have that freedom to tell dispatch, hey, I don't give a shit. I'm going to Cleveland, because that's where she was at. Yeah. She was in one of the best hospitals. So, and then 2 years of more surgery, holes in her heart. It was horrible.
Oh my God.
And then, which is really bad. I gave her up for adoption. And she came back in my life when she was 24 years old.
Oh,
and then
wow.
her and I stayed together until she passed. In fact, she lived with me. We worked together. She called me mom because her adoptive mother was a Looney Tunes, like one of those Christian, like that Christian woman that in Trump's, the holy roller stuff like that. Anyway, so she loved being with me because she was like me. My daughter was like me. And what was I going on that? She anyway passed at 40. But I helped her with her kids. She had 4 children. I helped her with her children. And when she died, I couldn't get custody because I'm not related, because I gave her up for adoption. And so, but at least I had her for 16 years.
Yeah.
And she's still here with me.
Are you able to keep in touch with her kids at all?
Balin, he actually come to live with me a few times, and I helped deliver him. Yeah, I helped him be born and everything, and he lived with me. Her and him did, yeah. So.
Oh, good. So you'd still have an in. That's great.
Yeah, I don't see the other ones because of the situation that was occurred at the time, but Balin I do, yeah.
I'm curious, what year did you sell your land and buy your truck?
2010. 2010.
So that was a 3 universal year. Yeah. That would be for your date, you'd be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's yes, that would be a 9 personal year for you. Is when you chose to do that.
Master of Magic.
9, you know what that is legacy building. It's like that's when you give up what doesn't work for you anymore. And so you stopped working and you sold land or whatever you did and bought a truck. That is perfect. If you hadn't done that, if you hadn't changed like that and just given it up, then it would have gotten really hard on your life. Your life would be really hard. And I'm not saying in a 9 personal year that anything's sad, giving up anything that makes you sad. Not at all. It's like you just know, and that's momentum. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And another thing interesting, of the day I started this channel, I didn't even realize it, Debbie.
What?
November 11th, 2020. 24.
Oh.
A 10-year.
So it was
11. Oh.
Yeah.
11.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a three personal year. Very creative. Because you said 2004.
24. I've been on a year and a half.
6, 7, 8. That's an 8 universal year. Then you have a 6, 8 and 6. 14, 5. Am I not doing that right? Gosh, I'm so sorry.
I want to get like her, you guys. I want to be able to do this for you guys when I'm reading. So it was 11/11, which would be 22.
No, no, I for personal years, I just but you can play that I don't want to take that away from you if you wanted to do that way. It'll just end up the same, so I won't talk about it. But 2024 is an 8. And then you add your month and day of birth, and that's a 6. And that would be 14, a 5. That would be a 5 year. So that is all about communication. You thought about doing it in your 3rd personal year. I think that's when we were together.
Yeah.
And then you built the infrastructure for it in your 4th personal year. And then you launched it in your 5th, which is, all your communication.
Yeah. It was funny because the day I picked, I didn't pick it. It picked me. It was like, okay. And everything I've done on my channel so far is I've just given it up to spirit and angels and guides. And I just said, you know what? Take me where you want me to go. I'm here for the ride. It's how I've always lived life. I've always had a Buddhist philosophy, even though I've never done Buddhist work. I just like the philosophy. I love they love people. It's just the peaceful. When I would go to Gellick's house after he moved to his other house, and that's when all the people moved into this big house with him. He had this huge house, and it was all these people. And it was just always so peaceful.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love you. You know that ringing sound that day that you and Linda G were doing your show, and we kept telling you guys about the bells?
Yeah.
I was listening to Linda yesterday, was it? It was yesterday, the day before, and she had a bell again in her background.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
And you heard it. You heard it.
I heard it, yeah. And she had to put her baby down. She had to put her baby down this week. It's so sad.
I'm so sorry. That is so hard.
Well, I had to put mine down this past fall. But mine was old. She was 14. She was a trucker dog. She's been all over the United States and Canada.
And how old was Linda G's? She was older. It was an older dog, wasn't it? I think it was
8 or 9, maybe 10. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's not old, but it's but it's something. It had to do with the breed and ailments. And mine was a Shih Tzu. She was going freaky nuts. She was she had dementia. Oh my God, Debbie, it was so sad. But I would go to pick her up and she'd run. She couldn't tell who I was. She was just gone. So I let her run around like that for about 3 weeks because she was eating, she was drinking. And but the last week she got real bad, and then when she stopped eating, I just said, okay, no. She wasn't in no pain. She just was out to lunch. I'd find her out laying in the rock pile out here in my backyard. I got a big thing, and the water goes in there from.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh,
feed the
nice.
birds and all that. And in the summertime, it dries out because I don't have the pump pumping. But she's laying on top of the rocks, and I'm going, what are you going to do with this dog? She's just as happy as can be, just laying there, But she just had dementia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when they were really good, I took her in, and my friend Nancy was there for me. So.
Mm-hmm.
No, isn't it hard with our babies? And like Allie had to lost a baby this past year. One of her dogs. See, how old do birds live? Every time I see, I feed birds in my yard too, Debbie. And then I
love
think
that.
of you. I thought of you when I realized I have a video I uploaded in my channel, and it shows all the little bird prints with the cat prints all over the snow, and it's by the food. Yeah, it was really cute.
Fun. Oh my gosh, my birds are elderly. They're medium sized, and one is the youngest one has had trauma in his life, and so with me, because I've had him for 28 years, or no, not that long. I've had him for 20 some odd years, 22 years, and something traumatic happened in our lives, and he is now feather picking. So I have a hair tie around his neck, so it's more difficult to abuse himself. So that there's that condition. And then my other bird, same size, a conure size, is on hospice because she can't perch anymore, and she's past her expiration date. But I'm able to care for her in a way that's very healing for me. So I have her in a very long box where she can walk around to all of her food and toys and everything. And she has a heater in her little tent. I mean, it's just this little village. And I take her outside for the sun and all of that. And she's giving, by her hanging on, because she was dying, and I took her to the emergency vet, and now she's living again. But I'm able to process all the times I mismanaged my birds, like I didn't take them in fast enough, or I mishandled. When they get old, it's hard to groom them because their hearts can get really, and that's what happened to one of my birds. I was grooming, and the heartbeat, something startled her, and so that triggered a heart attack. And so that's what happened in my living room with all of us around. And that was the trigger that Jojo had, that eventually he just, I didn't come into him like, now I'm your monarch, I can help you. So that's why he kind of went away. But so that's, that I'm so grateful for her, because I'm able to care for her like I couldn't. I mismanaged others, and so I'm feeling more healed.
Well, you had to learn too. It's not a thing that we all grow up with, is taking care of birds. Cats and dogs are more common.
Yeah.
Some people don't take care of, but birds are. I love it. I enjoy it. I look out my kitchen window, and I've got this.
Yeah, the wild ones are so cool.
And I got a little castles out there, stone castle, and and I get deer. I have deer out there and birds,
but it's so cold.
And the feral cats. I have 4 feral cats I feed, and probably 100 birds I feed. My yard is always full of animals.
That's so cool.
So it's like,
that really helps during the winter.
Oh yeah. Well, it keeps me going, actually, being, and now I have the cat, and she was a feral cat. I end up with her in my house because it really got cold a few years ago. About I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, we had bitter sub, you know, and my neighbor says to me, "Can you catch her?" And I went, "I'll try." So I did. I caught her and I got her in my house, and she's just freaking out, running everywhere because she was a feral cat.
Yeah.
But she's so tiny compared to the other ones.
Huh.
The feral cats. She's just a real tiny cat. I know when she was laying here, she probably looks big, but she's not. She's like not overweight at all. And she has
So
constant food.
how long did it take her to decide this was a good thing, being in your house?
Well, it took about 2 weeks. It took about 24 hours for her to realize that she wasn't in danger. But then it took her another couple weeks to accept it. And it was so cold out, she didn't want to go back outside once she got used to the warm. And now I have these 2 brown cats. You've seen those brown cats with the brown paws and the little brown face, and their tail is brown, but their body is like a yellowish color.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
I got 2 of those, and I got 2 black cats they hang together, and the 2 brown cats hang together.
Where do they sleep when it's snow on the ground?
Well, there's places under my shed, and I don't know if they're going. I know they do go in there, but I don't know if they go in there and stay and sleep or not. And then I have a house with insulation and everything really close to where I feed them all the time. And I don't know if they go in there or not. But 2 brown cats run across that way. So they might be staying at someone's house over that way. They might. So, and then I have lovebirds that come back. They're always here, the lovebirds.
Oh, wow.
And I had 2 sets, and one lovebird lost its partner. And they mate for life. So I don't know if it'll find another mate or not. But 3 of them are still hanging out around here. And I used to have wild turkeys. I live right in town, by the way. I don't live out in the country. I live right in town.
Wow.
By the school. Yeah. And I have all these wild animals in my yard.
By what studios? You said by the studio?
By the school.
By a school.
Elementary. It's 4 houses. I live 4 houses from the elementary school. And anybody wants to know about manifesting? I manifested this house and location when I was truck driving. I kept manifesting. Yeah, I did. I manifested, and I wanted a small house, just a 1 or 2 bedroom, down from a school in town. And it's exactly what I got. I'm 4 houses from the school. It's a small house, but it's big enough for me. And
why the school? Why was it? I'm curious.
Because I don't know. I like kids. I don't want to be a teacher, though. I like kids from a distance.
Out your window.
I do. I like kids from a distance. You know, I just, isn't that weird? I know it. So is there anything else you want to share? I posted a lot. Everybody, make sure you get Deb's free books. Go check her channels, her website out. Go check her channel out.
I do have
subscribe.
I do have some stuff coming up. It's going to be Thursday. I have 3 shows on Thursday. I know, that's like Gerald and some of these other people. So I'll be like, tune into that, because I might be drooling in the corner after that. But I have Allie's show at 11 Pacific. I'm on Linda Day Gonzalez's show at 2 Pacific. And then I have Lalit and Astrology Vibrations every Thursday. Now that's our new time. It was Friday. And so I just noticed
a better night for me.
Oh, good. I just noticed that I put it on for 6 a.m. So now I will fix that.
I did that with a show the other day. And Jackie sends me a text message. You're not coming on until 11 o'clock tonight? No, I'm not. I don't do nighttime. I do afternoons. I don't do nighttime. You know what? There's enough others. Let them do. They're younger. Let them do the nighttime.
Yeah, I'm not good at night. I wrap things up, but I have, I do chores at night, and I have the bird cages and the dogs and the dishes, and that's my spirit time.
And the only thing I have is tomorrow's Wednesday, so I got my 11 o'clock in the morning. Thursday I'm off. Friday's 11 in the morning. And then Sunday, I might take Friday off, come to think of it. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off. Because I'm working again on Sunday, then Monday, then Wednesday, then, Tuesday. I've got a lot. Sunday, I'm on with Nath from the Third Wish and Jackie B and Kyle Therese Cranston. So we're going to do monthly shows now. We started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we do a Sunday show together, the four of us.
Oh, cool.
So we're scheduled now indefinitely.
That's awesome.
Then Jackie B and I, this is where you were saying about this year being a 8-year, 7-year. I can't remember.
7-year for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Jackie B and I set up so that we do moon shows twice a month. We do the full moon and the new moon. And we do manifesting and stuff like that.
Nice.
So and that's what I'm kind of leaning to, because I'm old and I figure I could probably do this another 10 years, maybe, my brain cells stay functioning. And
I think that'll help your brain cells to stay functioning.
I do too, because I'm happy when I come on. Gives me, what is it? I'm a night owl, love the middle of the night. Old
Well, Michael said something. Oh, what was it?
Where is
There's
it,
strange people in the night. He says something like that. And Donna Ortiz asked, yeah, I have time for a reading today. I'm not booked up today. That'd be great. I'd love that. Just you can book through my website if you like.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. And and yes, there's one more thing. Members that I have been ignoring who have just said, please give me $5 so I can write my books. And a big thank you is all I can give you until now. So now I'm creating readings for my members, and I have finally figured out a new way to present what I do, and it'll be refreshing, I think. So if you're a member, expect that. So thank you, members. Believe me.
Absolutely. Do you do advertising too on your channel, or do you bypass the advertising with YouTube?
No, I'll boost. I don't have a whole lot of money to put on ads for YouTube, but I will boost a video that I'm really proud of. Like I boosted the video Waiting for Oz, because I'm super proud of that one. I finally all the ducks lined up in a row, and I really love that one. It's about people who are creative and how frustrating it can be, or hard. It's a hard life making stuff. But I boosted that.
You know what the hardest part for me and being creative, painting and writing, is the initial start. And I think that's common. And then I sit there and I look at what they call the white paper.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, get it on there. And once I start though, then I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
You would
I'm
like
really
my video. I addressed that because the book Art and Fear. I read and reread that book and posted comments from that book or passages from that book because it just spoke to me so much that I went ahead and made this video about how it's, about that. And so the worst part is starting, and then because you're risking everything, you're risking not being good enough or not finishing it at all, or finishing it badly. And then it goes into, and then if you stop because of what I discovered when I stopped after a chapter, and then I need to come back to that chapter, it takes a while to get back into what brought me to that energy. In fact, I took a challenge with some writers that I was going to write for X amount of hours, and that wasn't going to give up, and that's supposed to make miracles. Well, it didn't, because everything I wrote after I was too tired sounded horrible. I had to rewrite the whole thing because it wasn't me. It was a tired me, a boring me. It wasn't funny at all. And I was trying to write a funny book. So can't tell you how many times I had to run back in there and try to be funny. This isn't funny at all. But
it's hard. Yeah. Writing, you guys, is a difficult thing to do. It's emotional. You got a connection. You get into a zone, like the sports figures talk about getting into their zone. A writer has to get into that zone, and then they can just, hi, Selena. They could just knock it out one after another.
Yeah.
That's how I write. And then I write page after page after page. And
there is a routine that Stephen King does where he just writes in the morning. It's a certain coffee and a certain music, and I don't know, I'm going to make this part up, but it felt like I remember he does 3 hours straight, or 4 or 2, that kind of thing, or he writes a certain amount of pages, something like that. And so that's what I know, that I can write in the morning a whole lot easier than the afternoon.
See, I've tried. I don't know. I'm going to do it. In fact, I gear myself. Like if I'm going to do a painting, I set the canvas out in front of me and I look at it and I'm visualizing as I'm doing other things. I walk by watching TV.
You're going to love that video I did. That's exactly what we do. You're an artist all the way. You're creative.
All my artwork around here, books and shit. I got all kinds of crap that I never got. My family never acknowledged me, Debbie. They all just thought yeah. I said, that's okay. I said, I know I've probably met 100,000 people in my lifetime, and they all like me and thought I was intelligent and that I was creative. And you guys don't have to like me at all. And I don't have.
I've noticed that people who didn't pay attention to me are now coming back impressed. I'm thinking, I haven't changed.
So different now.
What's that about? But
you got to go, don't you?
You don't see it. It's called Waiting for Oz. Let me just, if you don't mind, I'll run over and get it, because I'm that proud of it that I want to stop everything to show you what. And I haven't done another. I have not done another video like it because I'm too afraid to mess up. Isn't that weird? But just a second. Hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. I'm almost there. If you don't have it on it's on under videos. It's not under playlist, or not under readings. I'm trying to get that out. I'm trying to get that taken care of. Here we go. I found it. Thank you for your patience.
It's under playlist.
No, it's under videos. I haven't gotten to I am trying to clean up my playlist into being less of a mess. It's under videos, and I did have it translated into Spanish so you can hear me, what my voice sounds like in Spanish. I sound very bilingual. I don't know really what I'm saying. But there's the link to it. It's called Waiting for Oz. It's a yellow brick road.
Oh, I got it right there. You get it. Yep. 3 months
There's one in
ago.
Spanish, one in English.
I don't know Spanish, but I'm going to learn it.
No.
If I want to live down the east, west United States, predominantly Spanish speaking down there. And I was learning when I was truck driving. So, and when I bartended down there, because I had to learn Spanish because I was in Texas. That's what you do. So I'm going back. Yeah, I got it marked. I've got it on my other screen. So that's
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My little bring and brag. Thank you for the extra time. Appreciate it.
Hey, that's
it's been so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
We shouldn't wait a year again. Or ever.
Right. It's been a little while. Yeah, let's do this again.
It was like Allie and I kept trying to connect, but then something would come up and then we'd have to cancel. Then we cut, finally I told her, no, we're not booking. Don't ask me. I'm not going to do a show with you. I refuse. And so then she turns around and sends me a pop-up link. Can you do a show in an hour? And I was tired and I was almost went, no. And I went, no, I'm going to do this show because
you did it. Good for you.
Yeah, we heard I went ahead and did the show. It was just a pop-up, and the both of us was weird. Like,
those are fun. Pop-ups are fun. I love that. So let's do it again.
Yes, absolutely. Let me know. April, May, June or July or August.
Yeah, any of those. Yeah, I'll be able to do that. I'm just finishing up one book. I'm going to start another kind of a sequel to it, and but I'll be done by then.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm feeling I need to take a week off. Maybe I'll check my schedule today to see what it is, because I know I might take Friday off. That way I'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll have 3 days off. And then Sunday I'm on with Nate and Jackie B and Kyle.
Yeah, I get to be on I think Diane G. I forget. I'm going to be on a few shows the next few weeks, and I'm very excited because I've kind of been in the dark. I've been hiding.
You coming out of the closet?
I'm coming out of my closet. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Love you all. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye-bye. There we are. Oh, I get to still be live. I don't know if I'm able to end the show, but I'm left alone. So what I need to do is maybe contact her to say we're still live. But I can still, there we are. Hello.
It didn't end. I don't know why it didn't end.
Maybe now. That's so funny. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Play outro. No, I don't want to play.
No, go all the